Hello, everybody. It's Mindy, and it's that time of the week. We're here to do a WIP and Chat, and I'm working on my new painting. What do you think? I just started on it last night, Monday night, and I honestly have quite a bit done already. I mean, I've got a nice little corner done here. Why are you stuck? Let go. Trying to move this up a little bit, and it's like, nope. Okay, I wanted to get these couple H's right here. That's all, folks. I don't want all of them, just a couple. Anyhow, yeah, it's coming right along. See, this was up higher earlier before I messed with it. And now it's like being all weird on me. Okay, there, we'll do it like that. Fine. As you can tell, I have not sectioned it off or put any release papers on it or anything like that. I've just pulled the plastic back and, got going on it. All I did. I think this one's going to be pretty quick and easy to finish. So I just, started working on it and work on it during my WIP and Chat. But then I think I'm going to go back and work on Chuck again. Yeah, I got to work on the Chuck some more because I really, really, really want that finished this month. I want both of these finished this month. That's my goal. It's a very manageable goal, I think. Very, very doable. So wish me luck. I'm going to get it done. All right. So in case you don't know, this is from Dreamer Designs. I've had it for quite a while. It spoke to me when I saw it, and now I'm using it for our event. No one fights alone. And who is us? Who is doing this event? Well, that would be me and Saban from Saban's Coverminders, or Coverminders Saban. Yep. She's going to come on a few lives. She can't come this next Saturday because she has some social event going on. I'm like, that's fine. So she's planning on coming the next week on my Saturday Night Live and hang out and chit chat and talk about things. So that'll be fun. I haven't seen Saban in a long time. I mean, I did meet her at our second retreat, and she's a hoot. And she is as sweet as can be, you guys. Sweet as can be. She's just a doll. Love her to death. Okay. So we're each going to do some prizes. We're going to switch off every other week as to who is going to give away a prize. She has been having a blast just finding fun little things to put together some cute little packages. I think you'll love it. And that's what I'm going to do. We're just going to give away some packages of stuff, cute things that we found along the way. I've got tons and tons of small paintings. I can give those away. I think it'll be a good time. Okay. I have some cover minders from Saban that are going to go into my packages she sent me, and I will be giving those away. Okay. So, the basic rules of the event, it's pretty rule-less. There's not a lot of rules, but the basic rules are: work on a painting. Please at least try to be 30 by 40. I've had a couple people asked if they could do something that was more like a 37 by 37 or something. And I was like, okay, but, something new and something that reminds you of someone who has battled cancer. Loved one, friend, family, yourself. They battled and won. They battled and maybe they didn't win the battle. But a painting that reminds you of that person. Like I've said, this painting could not remind me of my mom anymore if it tried. It's everything here that just, it's all about remembering her. And that's what your painting should do, is help you think about that special person. So get started with that. Post your pictures on Instagram to the hashtag No One Fights Alone DP. All right. I'm not having you post pictures in my Facebook group this time because honestly, I'm going to do the prizes during my WIP and Chats and not through the Facebook group. Just something different. I thought it would be easier. It's not going to require me going in and numbering a bunch of comments. I'm the only person that's really going to announce prizes, so it's easy enough to just do it in a WIP and Chat. I do want to verify that you're working on a painting for No One Fights Alone, and I'll do that by looking at Instagram and seeing your pictures, right? And it's just a good place to post pictures. It's a terrible place to try to give away prizes, but it's a good place to post pictures. I'll just say that. So that is the gist. The next week, Saban will be giving away the prize. I'll still announce it here in my WIP and Chat. I'll announce my winner next week, and then it will be your week to post something that I ask you to post for Saban's giveaway for the following week. So there will be a prize every week. We'll just go back and forth. All right. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. You can ask in the comments below. Message me, whatever you need to do. Okay. But it's pretty simple, I feel. Just you'll comment here and I'll tell you what to comment here in just a second. And then I'll pull a winner next week on my WIP and Chat. Right? Pretty simple. All right. What do I want you to comment? What do I want you to comment? First of all, I need you to put the hashtag in. I need you to put hashtag No One Fights Alone DP. Okay? If you are participating in the event. If you're not participating in the event, then you do not need to put that hashtag in your comment. I know some people will not participate, but they want to comment on a video. You can comment without the hashtag if you're not participating. That's how I will know who's participating and who's not. Okay? Pretty simple. I will put that into the comment picker when I draw for the prize, and it will filter out anybody who does not have the hashtag in there. And then I can go and look at Instagram and see your picture, right? It's just a lot easier for me to do it that way than, say, a bunch of documents and Google Forms, and you have to submit pictures and that kind of stuff. I'm old school, people. I am old school, and I like it simple. I don't want to deal with documents and having you post pictures and documents and all of that stuff. But just post them on Instagram. I can see them there. Okay? All right. Look how pretty that flower is looking, right? I think it's actually like a little group of flowers, and the greens are kind of the little centers. After I do this color right here, most of the rest of that flower is AB. The R's are AB and the G's are AB. It's a yellow and an orange. Yep, there's a couple of check marks which are not AB, but yeah, it's a lot of AB. Okay, it's a lot. So let me tell you about my week a little bit, because it's been a very busy week for me, busier than normal. Did the yarn crawl on Thursday with Angie, which was a lot of fun. There were only 8 shops to go to, and we had high hope of hitting 7 of them the day that we were out. Unfortunately, when we got to the 7th shop, they were closed. And all of the information had said that all of the shops had standard hours and would be open until 8. So we trucked on over there. Now you got to remember that these shops are not like right next to each other. Some of them are 45 minutes away, some are a half an hour away. You know, you have to travel a little bit of distance to get to all of these shops. So we had traveled about 25 minutes to get to that one, thinking we had plenty of time, you know, but they were closed. I did post on the Shop Hop Facebook site about just being disappointed that it was closed. We thought we were going to be able to hit 7 shops in one day. And that shop did look really cute. And we really were disappointed we didn't get to go in. I did see the owner post something about they were late opening that day and they were not feeling good by the end of the day and closed early, and honestly had just forgotten that they had extended hours that day. Like, okay, all right. And then there was something about, you know, some pain and procedures and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I get it. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe they could have made an announcement. And the fact that the person said they really honestly forgot that they were supposed to be open 2 hours longer also was kind of like, really? Okay. They are in the next Shop Hop as well, which is the Southeast Michigan Shop Hop. And I don't know if Angie and I are going to do that one. We haven't talked about that one at all. They're all quite a ways from either of us. So I don't know. I don't know if we're going to do that one. I might be yarned out for a little while. I don't know. I talked to Angie and see. But we had fun. You know that Angie and I always get rained on when we go to do these yarny things. It rained a little, just a little, just like some sprinkles in the car as we were traveling from one shop to another. So not too bad. Not too bad. The weather here in Michigan's been crazy, crazy, crazy. It's been in the 80s. It's late September, early October, and it's in the 80s. It's warm. Very, very warm. Yeah. So that's been interesting. I went to the Renaissance Festival on Sunday with Josh. I thought maybe we could talk Dale into going because he had mentioned it, but that was a no-go. No-go. First of all, Dale hates crowds. He just doesn't like going places that are really crowded. And he has no desire to do anything Renaissance, right? It's just not his thing. So no, he did not go. It was just Josh and I. And we were there for, I don't know, a few hours. We weren't there that long. 11 to 5. No, 11 to 4 maybe. So, I mean, we were there long enough to do everything that we wanted to do. We walked around the whole place. It's very large. It's a very large venue. It's a permanent location that they have there. They have their stages stay all year long. Their shops stay all year long. So it's quite large. And they added on this year another section way out back. They added another section. That's where I ran into Angie and her family. It was Angie and her husband and her son and his girlfriend were there. That's what Nate, her son, had wanted to do for his birthday. So I had texted her the day before and said, hey, guess what? Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? And she's like, oh, cool. Maybe we can meet up. And we did. And we hung out for a few minutes, walked around together a little bit, met up another time or two, just, which is quite amazing because the place is huge. It's huge. But once we were kind of back in the same area, you know, it was easier to keep kind of running into each other. But it's so much fun. It's a blast. Angie normally dresses up and she's like, no, not today. It is too hot. I'm like, it is hot. It got up to 81, 82 or something like that. It was hot, really hot. So many people dress in costume to go to the Renaissance Festival. And I often just look at them and I think, you must be melting. Because, you know, if you know anything about Renaissance clothing, it's like layers and layers, and the women wear these big skirts and like vests or bustiers or whatever. You know, there's lots and lots of layers of clothing, and some of them must have just been melting the other day. Seriously, I can't imagine doing it. Can't imagine doing it. But we had fun. You know, we had fun. We didn't buy much. I was totally like, I'm not going to buy stuff. But I think Josh got some honey sticks and he got something else, something very small. I found a package of incense laying in the middle of the path. I was like, well, here, have some incense. And I think all I really bought besides that was a drink and food. I got potato soup in a bowl. Yeah, yummy. I'm not the whole turkey leg kind of girl, you know, walk around with a big turkey leg. I'd rather have the soup and the bread. It was yummy too. Angie said by the time she got there to buy one, they sell them in different locations, but the location she was at, they were out of the bowls, the bread bowls. And she's like, and you know what? They still wanted to charge me full price for it. And I'm like, no way. I mean, they give you a plain old bowl for your soup and you don't get a discount? I would have been like, nope, not doing that. I came for the bread bowl, really, you know. I came for the bread bowl. We watched a cool raptor show. That was in my crafty vlog, a little bit of it. But that was pretty cool. I love the raptor show. One of my favorite things to do there. The joust and the raptor show are back to back. Like the stage is right behind the joust stand for the raptor show. So you can watch one and then they'll go right into the raptor show right after it. So that's kind of cool. But I love the birds of prey. I love them. I think they're so cool. And I got to talk to the handler after the show about owls. And just kind of, I showed her my pictures of my owls and we talked about them a little bit and the sounds that they make. And pretty much we have determined that my one owl that flies around, which is probably more than one, that goes, you know, ooh, ooh, wee, wee, like all night, is a great horned owl or two, or a mom with a baby, something like that. And the other owl, my hooty owl with the deep woo-hoo, woo-hoo, is probably most likely a barn owl in our area. So pretty cool to be able to just kind of talk with somebody about my owls and kind of get, you know, an opinion on what they probably really are. I thought that was pretty cool. And, you know, again, she's like, man, that's cool. You know, that's cool. You're very fortunate that they live there. And I'm like, yeah, I enjoy them. You know, I enjoy them thoroughly. So anyhow, that was that. We also went to the cider mill. See, it was a busy like weekend. Went to the cider mill. That was Dale's idea to go to the cider mill. And Josh had been here. So Josh went with us to the cider mill. And we walked around there. I got a pumpkin. I was going to do the craft show, but the craft show wasn't going to be open for well over an hour when we were there. And I was like, yeah, never mind. And I had toyed around with the idea of going back like later in the day. But I don't know. Things happened. Things came up. I don't know. And I never went back over there. But I missed the craft sale. But they've done a lot of changes over there as well. this cider mill is literally just a few miles from my house, and they have added on things there and really changed it a lot over there too. So we had a fun weekend. And mind you, this whole weekend, all of these things I'm talking about, it's been very, very warm. Very warm. So, yeah. Dale, of course, keeps himself busy. He had to go rescue cows the other day. We saw like the sheriff was at the neighbor's house, and I'm like, what's going on at the neighbor's house? It's usually just a very quiet, peaceful place around here. I'm like, why is the sheriff over there? And we had no idea. But then Dale got a call from the farmer asking if he was available to go look for some stray cows. So there were stray cows, most likely the calves, were out. And somebody had called him and told him that cows were out. All right. So Dale goes, sure. He hops in the truck. He goes down. He grabs the guy's quad because that's how he rounds up his cows, the quad. We're not ranchers on horses anymore. I mean, he's got 2 horses, but he doesn't use them for that. Anyhow, he went down and got the quad, and he drove all around. He drove everywhere, checking fences and all that kind of stuff. He never found any cows out. He never found them out, which, I'm certain they were out, but by the time he got there and started riding around the fields and stuff, I'm certain those little baby cows had just snuck their little butts right back in, right? Snuck their little butts right back in. So anyhow, he checked fences and stuff, and he said, I think I know where they could possibly get out. I mean, the baby cows are smaller. They can get through smaller spaces. That's why Dale's been doing all of the fencing over there for this guy, adding more lines of wire to, keep these little critters in better. Sorry, very thirsty. Talking makes a person thirsty. So that was that. However, later in the day, the neighbors were outside, and I see the neighbor lady. She starts walking over, and I'm like, oh, she's coming over to talk to us. Maybe something happened. That's why the cops were there. Maybe she's got something to tell us about something going on, So she comes over, and she just says to Dale, she goes, so you're taking care of Brad's cows for him? And Dale's like, well, yeah. And, he discussed the whole situation, how he's helping him and blah, 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 blah. And she goes, okay. She goes, well, that's good to know, she says, because the cops were over our house and they've done this before because it looks like the field over there belongs to them and that the cows would belong to them. So they've had the police stop before, like when the cows are out, and tell them that their cows are out. And she says, I don't even correct them anymore. I'm just like, okay, thank you. And that's what had happened. The cows were out. The police had stopped and said, the cows were out. And she's like, okay. So she called Brad, who in turn called Dale to have Dale come see if he could find them because he could not leave his adult foster care home. Adult foster care, not foster care. Adult assisted living home. That's what it is. So she's like, well, that's good to know. Now I'll know that if the cows are out, I could call you and you can, take care of it. And he goes, yeah, you can call me. I know how to get out there and get after them. And she's like, okay. Then we just sat there and talked for a long, long time. And it was hot. We were right out by the pond. And we were standing just right in direct sun. I don't know why. We should just let her come all the way up to the deck and stand on the deck. But no, we walked out to the pond and met her and stood there in the blazing heat for about, 40 minutes, maybe a good half an hour, just talking about this and that and the next thing. But yeah, found out something funny from her. We're always asking her about our chickens, if our chickens are bugging them, going over there. And she says she sees them sometimes, but I'm like, I never see them over there. But, just shoo them away. Just go out there and shoo them away. You don't have to worry about the rooster anymore. Just, they get over there and you don't want them over there, just go, hey, shoot, get, Well, I asked her at one point, she was talking about babysitting her grandson, possibly. And I said, oh, yeah. I said, we did that this summer. She goes, oh, you're watching your grandkids? And I said, yeah, didn't you see them all over the place? Running everywhere? And she goes, no, I never really saw them. And I was like, that's funny. I said, you never saw them? You never even talked to them? And she goes, no. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I told her, I said, one day the kids came in and said that there was some lady came out and was yelling at them, telling them to get off their property. And she goes, oh my goodness. She goes, was that like about maybe 6, 7 weeks ago? And I'm like, well, probably. It was back in the summertime. Yeah. She goes, it had to be my mother-in-law. She said the mother-in-law was staying here with us for a couple of weeks. And I can see that that would be something she would do. I'm sorry. She goes, I had no idea. And I said, when the kids came in and said that, I was like, that does not sound like our neighbor. That's not typical of something she would do. And I said, I've never really had an opportunity to talk to you about it, but the opportunity presented itself the other day. And so I was like, oh my gosh. She goes, no, yeah, that must have been her. And I was just laughing about that. I thought that was hysterical. I'm like, oh my goodness. That's funny, right? But it was a busy few days. And now Dale's off to get tacos, because it's Tuesday. He took my car. Because he got a free car wash. And so he's going to get my car washed for me. I'm like, okay, that's nice. Thank you, honey. Right? Thank you, honey. I'm going to wash my car. So my car needs it really bad, though. It needs it really, really bad. I'm just sitting here deciding, what do I want to do? Do I want to move on to some of these pinks and do these pink flowers, or fuss with the ABs right now? I'll fuss with the ABs for a while. I'm not going to talk a lot longer, so we'll mess with some of these pretty AB colors. Like I said, there's a yellow and there's an orange that go in these flowers. So let's see what we can get done here. Like I said, I'm going to stop working on this for a little while, and like when I'm in the office, I'm going to work on Chuck. Yep. So talked to my dad earlier today, because I hadn't talked to him in a couple days. So I called him and I was like, what's up? What are you doing? He was going to collect his rent money from the tenant. And then he always runs the tenant around to do his errands and groceries and stuff because he doesn't have a car. So my dad does that for him. And I'm just like, that's nice of you, Dad. But, does he ever pay you for gas? I don't think he does. Anyhow. Okay, so that was annoying. I went to put this video together and realized that from this point forward, I had no volume. Which means my microphone had gone dead. It doesn't tell me it's going dead when it goes dead. I just have to make sure I put it on the charger like all the time. And yeah, it was dead. So I have about 15-20 minutes of my video that I don't know what I was talking about. I mean, I know I was just talking about my dad a little bit, but I don't know what I talked about after that. So I couldn't just leave you hanging there in the middle of, I was talking about my dad running the tenant around. And I know I talked about good stuff. You'll never know what it was. And I'll never remember what it was because, memory. I don't have it. Anyhow, let's see if I can finish up this video here with some sense of something that makes sense, some closure. We need some sort of closure. Anyhow, let me finish telling you about my dad real quick. And then I really don't know what I talked about after that. I have no clue. But anyhow, Dad was like, no, he hasn't been doing anything. He's just on vacation, not doing anything. I'm like, okay, not traveling or anything. And he goes, yeah, nope, just trying to get my act together. I'm like, oh, well, what is it that you're trying to get together? And he goes, well, my stuff for my sale. I'm like, oh, sale. Okay, so now you're going to have a sale. He has been talking about having this garage sale for months and wanting to sell, like, he wants to sell the outdoor yard stuff that's in the garage. He's been talking about selling Halloween and fall items that are in the garage or the basement or wherever they're at. I don't even know. And we've asked him, Dale and I have asked him, when you having your sale, Dad? When you having your sale? I don't know. I thought he was going to have the sale last weekend, and that didn't work. He didn't do it. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Dale and I both decided that we weren't going to ask anymore. We're going to be like, okay, whatever. When he does it, he does it. I'll go help a couple days, maybe, or maybe one day. I don't know. I don't plan on just hanging out there the whole time because he's going to do his sale on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I know. That's my dad for you. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I mean, it's been really nice here. The weather's been great. I think it's holding out. It's going to get cold, though, on Thursday. It has been in the 80s for the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. And it's going to drop down to the 60s on Thursday when he's going to have this sale. I'm like, it's still not cold, but, whatever. He could have had nicer weather, but that's my dad for you. That's my dad for you. So I was like, oh, okay, let me know. Maybe I'll, come over or something and help a little bit. Well, we'll see how it all goes. We shall see how it goes. I hope that he can sell some of the stuff, and clear out that garage because, we've been trying really hard. I've been over there many, many times trying to go through my mom's stuff, thinking that we would try to sell some of her stuff, but there's no place to sell it right now. There's so much other stuff out there in that garage. It's got to go. It's got to go. So, ideally, he's still got Christmas stuff out there. He's now got fall, Halloween stuff, outdoor yard things. Okay, some of that stuff he's tried selling how many times now? 3, 4. I think this will be maybe the 5th time he's tried selling some of it, like the Christmas stuff for sure. And I just want to be like, okay, Dad, we've given it a shot. You've tried. It's time for it to go. You can't hang on to it forever and ever and just keep having yard sale after yard sale after yard sale. If it's not selling, what are you going to do with it? It's got to go somewhere. I think it's going to be difficult with him. I think he's going to want to hang on to it still. I think he's going to resist, like, boxing up stuff and taking it to Goodwill or something. I just feel that there's going to be a real resistance here to actually just give stuff away, get rid of it. I don't know. We shall see how it goes. I keep telling him we have to have some room in that garage if we're going to sell anything else, We'll see how it goes. If he doesn't want to get rid of it, maybe he'll let us, say, box up some of the stuff, like the Christmas stuff that he's now tried selling so many times. And at least that way, it would be boxed up so that in the future, at some point in the future, when my sister and I would need to deal with it, it would be boxed and at least ready to go somewhere. And we would just label it on the outside Christmas and know that we're not looking at it again. We're not looking at that ever again. We'll just pick up that box and know what it is, and it can go straight to Goodwill, right? So wish me luck with this. I hope a lot of stuff sells, and there won't be a whole lot left. There's always stuff left over after a garage sale or a yard sale. There's always items left behind, and you have to decide what you're going to do with them, The Christmas stuff has outlived its time. It's just so many opportunities to sell it. If there's anything left after this weekend, we've got to convince him to just let it go. Let it go, right? I don't know what it is. He's so willing to sell stuff, wants to sell stuff, and yet if you talk about just getting rid of it and shipping it out, then he gets all, oh my goodness. Anyhow, we'll see how it goes. Wish us luck. Okay, wish us luck. Since I recorded the first video and came back to record the rest of the video, which, as I said, I don't know what you're missing from the first time. It was good, though. I know it was good. Anyhow, Dale has come home, and he's working on the windows, or the one window that is wrong color. It's tan. He's learned how to take the windows apart. He's learned that the white or the tan part around the window is just some trim around the wood part of the window. So he is currently outside on the front porch, and he's taking the trim off the brand new window. Yeah, the tan trim off the window. It's basically, it kind of slips over and it's held on. It goes into a little groove, and it's got a lot of caulk that keeps it kind of stuck on there. So he's out there right now taking off the tan trim. He already took the white trim off the old window. So he's got that off and ready to put on this one, and we'll see how it goes. I don't think I talked about this earlier. If I did, I'm sorry. My first thought was, first of all, is it good metal on the old window? Is it going to look decent if you put it on this brand new window that we paid money for? And he's like, well, yeah, I mean, I didn't bend it or nothing. It came off nicely. It's not bent or dinged. And, he's like, it's got some, like insect poop and fly poop and stuff on it. And I'm like, well, it can be cleaned. But then my next thought was, well, if it's not cleaned, it matches the other one because the other one's old. Anyhow, I don't know. He's out there. He's taking things apart. He's learned that this new window has a lot more of the sticky caulk stuff holding that piece of trim on than the old ones did. He's finding it harder to take this off than he did the other ones, which is okay. I mean, this tan trim, although it is brand new trim, it doesn't have to stay super nice because it's not going back on the window. So we'll see how this goes. We shall see. You guys, sometimes life is just like, it's a crapshoot. There's so many weird things going on sometimes. I don't even know. He told me that Brad called him again and found there was a short somewhere in the fencing, and that's how the cows were getting out. And then Brad lost the remote. He's got a remote for his charger for his fence, but the thing is like super expensive. Like the remote for the charger costs like $200 or something, and he couldn't find it. He's like, have you seen the remote? Dale's like, no, I haven't seen the remote. You don't let me have the remote. And he's like, oh man, I can't lose that. It's expensive. I guess he finally found it though. It was in his truck somewhere. So he's got his little fancy remote there, and he was out trying to find the breach in the fence to see where the cows were getting out, where it was shorting out at. So I don't know. Dale's not working for the man today. He's working for us. He got back from Josh's house just a little bit ago. He found a rear view mirror, like the side mirror, driver's side, for Josh's car, and went over there and got that put on for him, just in time to hear that Josh had broke a window at his house. Oh my gosh. If it's not one thing, it's like 12 others, right? Seriously, like 12 others. Josh was trying to hit a bug or a fly or something, and hit the window, and it broke it. It broke it. So Dale went in and did something, moved like the storms or something so that he's at least got window coverage, completely, so that it's not open or anything. But isn't that a kick in the pants? I mean, you just get the car fixed. He did his brakes, got a a mirror. Got that put on his car. Things are looking good there. Everything's kind of settled. And then you break your window. Okay. All right. Oh, you guys. I just told Dale, I said, well, I messed up my video. I said, while you're out here playing with this window, you might hear a little banging and stuff because he's out there. I did close the door to the office because he's got that window open, but I can still hear him rattling around. He had to get a ladder. I can hear that. I said, I'm going to go try to re-record what I didn't have volume for. I said, I have no idea what I was saying. And he goes, really? And I'm like, honey, that was hours ago. It was hours ago I talked about whatever I was talking about. No, I don't remember. Anyhow, I'm gonna stop talking here because I know I included things I didn't include the first time, like Dale in the window and Josh in his window, and I'm gonna go because I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else I was talking about. Make sure you post your picture on Instagram, hashtag no one fights alone, DP. Oh, I know something else I learned in my absence from first recording to second recording. I'll share this with you. I just learned it. Craftably is having a big sale. They've got things marked way, way down. Here's the deal, folks. Here's the deal. They're trying something different. They've gone from, having their storefront and selling their diamond paintings out of the extra room that they had or the extra storefront to needing a warehouse to now not having a storefront and maybe not needing the warehouse. They've been cleaning out the warehouse, selling off a lot of things out of the warehouse, and they're going to go to a fulfillment center, which means their paintings will go to a different warehouse and someone there will pack the orders and ship them out. I mean, that is what a lot of the big companies do. They have fulfillment centers that do that for them, right? I mean, it is how things are done a lot. So they're going to try that and have their next shipment sent directly to the fulfillment center, have them fill the orders. They won't have to pay for a warehouse, etc., etc. Should save some money. It should save enough money that, hopefully they get right back on track, by saving some money and having somebody else do that. They won't need to pay employees to do that part and stuff like that. So go check them out because they are having a huge sale right now. They really need to sell everything that's in the warehouse, all their current stock, so that they don't have anything left to ship over to this new warehouse. So you can benefit by getting some really good deals. All right. I just went and looked to see if there was anything I thought I really, really had to have. There was one, my last one I recently bought. I bought one of the big ones, the big landscape. It's like $30 off now, you guys. $30. Okay. Some of the prices I saw when I looked at the website were just like phenomenal. You can get yourself a really, really good deal. Now, they don't have a lot left as far as variety of different diamond paintings, but they're amazing deals right now. And the more they sell right now, the less they have to worry about either shipping over to the new warehouse or getting rid of it some other way. So, yeah, check that out. All right. And as always, if you have the ability, support them. We want to keep them in business. And I hope that this is the thing that will work for them. Yeah, that next order is in production and, it's going to be here. Hopefully everybody loves the images. They'll sell a bunch. They'll have less costs and be able to move on with the next order, So check them out and see what you think. See if there's anything there that you think you might need. Buy for a gift for somebody if you don't need it or, whatever. So anyhow, there's that. Am I done? I think I'm done. And I'm really done diamond painting for a while. I've really done a lot on this. I mean, I have like this whole like corner here. Halfway isn't that much further. Halfway is probably just up here a little bit. And that would be halfway. This would be a quarter. I mean, there's a lot to do there still, but I'm moving right along. I am. Time to go work on Chuck for a while. That's what I have to say. Yep. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. And sorry you missed all that good stuff I talked about. All right. I will talk to everybody later. Okay. Hope you have a great day, great weekend, great week. Looking forward to seeing more of your pictures posted. And don't forget to comment in this video. And please use that hashtag if you are participating. Hashtag no one fights alone, DP. So I will know who is eligible for the giveaways. Okay? I'll let you know later. Next week, I'll let you know who wins, who wins, who wins. Okay? All right. I will talk to everybody later. Have a great week. Bye, everybody.